everybody, it's Mr. C from LearningFunForEveryone.com, and I have another problem of the day. That's right, a problem, a huge, super duper ultra problem.
I've got a really big problem.
Super duper ultra problem.
And it is called, how do I get more students and teachers to grab the mic? How do I get people to use music in the classroom to help students learn content material? Moo! Moo! And that's why we're here today, because I was invited by the K-12 online conference to share my passion, my love for music with people around the world. So I would like to say thank you, because without that opportunity, I would not be making this video, and I would not be sharing it here online with hopefully many, many people who one day will use music in the classroom to inspire students, inspire themselves, and inspire essentially anybody to learn using music. Mr. C's Grab the Mic came about many, many years ago. I never called it that, but the reason I called it Grab the Mic is because Mr. C wants people to grab the musical integration concept and use it in the classroom as much as possible. But more importantly, it is an opportunity for students to use music and to learn content through music very easily. I want people to use music out there to help students learn, and it's such an easy and fun way to do it because we all love music, we all connect to music, and it's something that we all really, really enjoy. So if you haven't ever used music in the classroom, after you watch this, hopefully you've been inspired to give it a whirl, because
you can do it!
It's pretty cool, and students love it. And that's what this is all about, because we connect with music. We know that music is fun, it's exciting, and it's entertaining, and it's something that we all enjoy and love. So what's my goal? My number one goal. Number one goal is to get you to try this. And I say that because some folks think that music integration in the classroom can be daunting, can be somewhat scary. Shouldn't be, and it really isn't, because music is fun. You can do it! So if you've ever heard a song, raise your hand. I have! I've heard music, and it's pretty cool because I can remember lyrics to hundreds and hundreds of songs, and so can you. But I'm gonna tell you a secret. It's easy. I think it's important to know that you don't have to be some sort of musical genius in order to do this. Now, if you are, it's gonna help. But if you're not, you don't have to worry about it. So, if you have never seen any of my content before, let's take a quick peek at one of my videos. PEMDAS, however you want to say it. Order of operations, a new sensation. Use PEMDAS when looking at equations. Here we go, check it out.
Teacher, I need your expertise. I'm stuck on this problem, would you help me, please? I said, teacher, I don't know what to do. I'm looking at this problem and I'm feeling real confused.
Parentheses, exponents, multiply or divide, add, subtract, easy as that. Use PEMDAS to get it right. Parentheses, exponents, multiply or divide, add, subtract, easy as that. Use PEMDAS to get it right. The first step, parentheses, hugging all the numbers that you need to complete. They're always there, just hugging them, surrounding them until they're done. Step 2, exponents, tiny little numbers, yes, floating up there in the emptiness. Step 2, exponents, what you do next? Steps 3 and 4, you already know. Multiply, divide, the entire row. Go left to right, now take it slow. Just take it slow, so here you go. Steps 5 and 6 are the basic math. Add them all up and also subtract. PEMDAS, 6 steps, they're easy breezy and super duper cheesy. When you're doing math, reminding you what to do first, then last. Order of operations, a new sensation. Use PEMDAS when looking at equations. Parentheses, exponents, multiply or divide, add, subtract, easy as that. Use PEMDAS to get it right. Parentheses, exponents, multiply multiply or divide, add, subtract, easy as that. Use PEMDAS to get it right.
Teacher, teacher, you should be what to do. Now I use the PEMDAS when I'm feeling real confused. I said, teacher, teacher, you made me easily see the value of the PEMDAS to solve the math problems accurately. Teacher, teacher, could you sing one more time? 'Cause I will use the PEMDAS for my entire life.
Parentheses, exponents, multiply or divide, add, subtract, easy as that. Use PEMDAS to get it right. Parentheses, exponents, multiply or divide, add, subtract, easy as that. Use PEMDAS to get it right.
I want students and teachers to use music in the classroom. I want teachers to give students the opportunity to create a song, make a video, and share that with peers. And that's really important because when we work on something that is then produced for somebody else, we put a lot of energy into it. We make sure that it's correct. We make sure we do our research. We make sure that we do our homework. We're working together as a team, and we want to make sure that we can provide the best product available so that when others watch it, we are proud of what we do. And honestly, just creating this video for the online conference was very challenging because I'm so tempted to hit the stop button and record everything 100 times. And the quality of the video made me concerned. And all of those other pieces that students become worried about when creating something, I'm worried about as well. So we want to put on our best when we share with others. So the idea of doing music isn't just about using music and creating a beat. Not at all. It's about the idea that something that we're building, something we're making, is going to be shared with others. Tools that you'll need in order to do music in the classroom. Everybody has different availability to these tools, so if you don't have everything, that's okay. You can start with the basics. Say you don't even have any iPads or iPhones or any sort of smart devices in your classroom. You can go back to the basics like I did when I first started doing music in the classroom. I grabbed a karaoke CD and I took it into my class. I let the students select a song that they wanted to work on, and then I downloaded the lyrics from the internet and I provided them to my students, and I required them to write the song to essentially have the same syllables, the same rhythm, everything like that the song had, so that the song sounded good and it was a great parody. So if you don't have technology in your classroom, but you have a CD player, you can use music in the class. You can still be part of the process, and you can grab the mic with your kids regardless. What I used to do is have students select a Christmas carol that they enjoyed, and then the students would have to rewrite the Christmas carol, and then they would sing it to a karaoke version of the song. And that was a lot of fun because we had some really, really good songs out there. And one of them is to a tune Frosty the Snowman. Bum bum ba-dum bum ba-da-dum bum 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 bum. And they did a song about ecosystems. So it went like this.
We built an ecosystem for little tiny fish with a clear glass tank and a bunch of rocks. They were going swish, swish, swish. We built an ecosystem. We put a plant in it. It had to do its special job, photosynthesis. There must have been some decomposers in that tank they found. And when the fishies went poop, they began to break it down. We built an ecosystem. It didn't last that long. All the fishies died and the plants turned brown, and the smell was super strong. Bubbly, bub, bub, bubbly, bub, bub, down the drain they flow. Bubbly, bub, bub, bubbly, bub, bub, who knows where they go?
But students wrote that. Yeah, I helped them a little bit, but they had a lot of fun writing that song. And to this day, I can remember that entire little song. And most importantly, we remember that we had built this ecosystem in an ecology bottle, and the fish, it wasn't a habitable environment for the fish. So the fish didn't have everything it needed to survive, and it died. And it's sad that that happened. However, we took that learning experience, turned it into a song, and now every time I think of Frosty the Snowman, I think of building an ecosystem with my 5th grade students. So there's a really powerful connect when you use music, and I think that is the lesson to be learned from all of this. So are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? Let's do this.
You can do it.
Another thing that I want everybody to think about too is that when we are working with students, our whole purpose is to develop and increase their depth of knowledge. We want students to have a rich understanding of the world around them, whether it's in mathematics, social studies, math, it doesn't really matter. We want students to have this idea that the world is a fascinating place, because it is. And we want students to have the skill set to be able to go out into the world and to be able to then come back and apply things that they've learned. We understand students, we use our pedagogical content knowledge to make sure that we provide a rich environment for them to learn in. And understanding how our students learn and develop is a huge piece to being successful as an educator, because if you can identify where students are in their learning progress, you then know how to direct them and move them forward. So as educators, we don't just focus on the content, we have to understand the student as a whole and how we move them through that spectrum to understand what they need to understand. And we have to be able to differentiate. We have to know that student A and student B are different, but we can provide similar activities that enriches both of their understanding and moves them forward. So that's something we work on. Music has that ability to do that as well, because when students are asked to create a song, every student, regardless of level, has to find a way that they can communicate their understanding to somebody else. Especially some apps that I think a lot of you probably have already heard of and don't realize that it can be used in your classroom very, very easily and very quickly and efficiently. But I enjoy using GarageBand, and the song that you hear in the background is a quick little song that I put together for this video using GarageBand. It's a very easy process and it's a lot of fun. One of the other apps that I think is really a cool app to use in a classroom setting, if you have access to it, would be Keynote. Students can then take the lyrics, they can create a presentation with their lyrics and basically do it like a sing-along, or they can illustrate their concepts and put pictures to it and do a presentation to go along with their song. So it's pretty cool. Another app that I might suggest using in the classroom would be iMovie. iMovie is a very simplistic video making app, and it allows students to quickly develop a movie, add music to it, and have a little final presentation. So GarageBand, iMovie, Keynote, those 3 apps are ones that are a lot of fun to use when making music in the classroom. So if you have the available technology, these are 3 apps that I would recommend anyone starting with, because they can be used by beginners and advanced users, and they're lots of fun in the classroom for students to use. A lot of teachers out there are concerned about nationalized tests like PARCC. How do I find time to let my kids do something like this? To me, the answer is simple. If you use time in your classroom to help students understand, to help students gain a deeper knowledge of the content you're trying to portray, trying to get them to understand. If you give your students the time understand the concepts, allow them to play with the material, allow them to dig deeper, allow them to maybe make a song.
You can do it.
Your students down the road are going to have a better understanding of what it was you taught or what it was they learned. So when you use time in the classroom, what you're really doing is you're making time. And I know time is of the essence in a class when you have all these content standards to cover, all these materials you need to get through. But when we use time wisely and we use time efficiently, when we use time, we make time. So when we make time for ourselves, we aren't as stressed about getting through the content as quickly, because if we allow students to work through it and gain an understanding that they truly grasp, down the road we're not as frustrated because we don't have to rush through it as quickly. because you've built a foundation. They've built a foundation. They have a true understanding of what it is they're after. So the music integration concept, when you're doing this, it's in addition to, it's not in lieu of. So maybe you've covered some different pieces of content, and after maybe the first or second quarter, you decide we're gonna make a song. Allow your students to either use content they've already learned so that they can strengthen that understanding, or let them explore new content. And it could be any subject. I mean, from art to music to science and social studies. You can make a song about anything. Anything that you would want to make a song about. Anything. So give it a shot. No harm, no foul. We'd love it. Yeah, give it a try. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Mr. C. I like to dance and sing. My teeny tiny brain never stops thinking. And I like to learn new things all about the world. So grab your seatbelts, all you boys and girls. Alright everybody, thanks so much for taking the time to watch the video. Hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully you see the passion and love I have for music. And hopefully you can see that it is a pretty simple piece to implement in the classroom, and that shouldn't be too stressful. So thanks so much. Take care. So don't tell anybody that I'm online unless you want them to know that I'm online, and you can share this information with them.